The hell? All right, now what did I want to show you? Oh yeah, Pesto Mime. So guys, Pesto Mime wants me to debate this person. Okay, check this out. Pesto Mime, and I don't know, what do you guys think? Pesto Mime wants me to debate this person.
To be the teacher, you know what I'm saying? Then it sit back on his throne, because when the spirit dies and sits in a form, a deathly form, it's on his throne. When the sun gives birth, and then everything solidified, and we got a solid form. Wintertime, Capricorn. You got the crown now. You got the body now. You got the cap and gown now. You graduated now. You know.
Okay, here's what's going to be impossible about debating this guy. Okay, here's what's going to make it impossible. He is so lost in his train of thought that no matter what we do in the chat, he will not listen. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try to get on this. Right here. Okay, I'm going to try, though. But he says it's an open panel, and I don't know if he's going to bring people on. But I will try. So let me do this, okay? I'm going to try to get on. So I have to deactivate this camera. I have to go in through YouTube. Bear with me, guys. Continue.
Or hermeneutics or Hermes or whatever, horizon energies. It's all the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Or birth or strength or willpower. Is it the sun getting back into his exalted position at the starting point, Aries? So when you hear anything in the Bible talking about the firstborn or the first sons and stuff like that, is just talking about Aries. Anytime you hear terms like I am, right, you're going to the Aries part, the 6 a.m. and going to the top of the mountain, right? So this is why that they're talking that area you go to, that's the name I am. And that's you calling yourself, oh, inside of you before you externally express your name. This is, okay, what am I doing? I am this, I am that. It's giving you an allegory of this, what Jews is trying to convey to you of what they was into.
All right, I'm backstage. I am currently backstage in this thing. Do I know what I'm doing here? I don't know what I'm doing here, but
you an allegory of do this for me, Jews trying to convey to you what they was into. Put your hand up for me, like this. Oh, okay. Do this for me, magician. Put your hand up for me, like even this. Though I've seen this name before. Oh, okay. What's going down?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Pretty swell, pretty swell. What you got for us?
Well, I just wanted to talk about basically when we're discussing these things, it's not going to work without Marxism, Leninism.
Why you feel like that?
Because without Marxism, Leninism, we do not have a scientific understanding of the social processes that produce our reality. We don't understand the class struggle. The truth is, it's a class war against the capitalist class versus the working class.
So who's creating that circumstance for it to be that way?
It's the capitalist class. And the ancient bloodlines, the globalists, the Wall Street, the City of London, the banksters, you know, these people basically, they control our money supply through the Federal Reserve, the government. We the people have no say in that, by the way. It's private banking cartels printing all the money, and it's not in the interest of the American people. It's in their interests. So what I'm saying is we must unite as the working class and nothing else, not on the basis of nothing else. American working class unite together and take down this disgusting elite vampire ruling class.
So what's your best plan? What's your best plan of going about doing that?
So here's the thing. We need to have all of the different anti-establishment communities in America and races and peoples unite together. They need to put aside differences. They need to come together, a new party. No more Republicans, no more Democrats. We need to create a party for the American people alone. All of those other political parties are bought out, and they're bought out by the same forces, and they pretend to be against each other, but they're not. Joe Biden.
You wasn't messing with the Tea Party?
Here's a problem with the Tea Party. It was still within the Republicans, and it was still funded by the special interests for the Republicans. So that's the problem.
So how you think will be the best way to go about getting a party that's not government funded?
We the people need to, this is the number one problem, is division. Every time someone tries to create a new party, there's always drama, there's always division or some bullshit going on. So we need to just have one goal, and we'll be willing to sacrifice everything for that goal. Grassroots party that's created from scratch, and we come together. And this is the number one thing. They always tell us that if we vote for a third party, it's a spoiler vote, meaning it's not going to matter. But if we can do one of two things, the next election, all of us don't vote. We boycott the vote, or we go in and we write something on the ballot showing we're protesting, or we vote for a third party showing it overwhelming support.
Yeah, I like that first one. You know what I'm saying? Because I came to the conclusion that I don't think there's a such thing as a political party that can be not government funded. And I think any type of political party that think they're political and it has nothing to do with the government won't even be considered political. I think they'd be considered radicals, rebellious individuals, and things of that nature. So that's my whole point of the whole concept is constructed in masonry and things of that nature. So everybody that's involved in it got to be government supported in some way, shape, or form, or they wouldn't even see the light of day of any of their politician thought forms and ideologies. That none of that would even see the day. So a group of individuals as the working class expressing ourselves, we'd just be considered radicals if we don't have anything to do with the political party. But if it's a few of us, a handful of us that can kind of get into politics in some way, shape, or form, we're going to start to see how much government assistance that we're going to need to even be in any position. And then at that point, that's when we're going to start to see the real powers that be. And whatever that we doing, it don't even mean what we talking about. They got something else going on. It ain't even about money or oil. It's something else going on.
Well, look, I partially agree with you, but at the same time, we can beat the system. That's what they want us to think, is that we don't stand a chance. I mean, even when we get to the point where we see the real system behind closed doors and they try to go on some shit where they try to assassinate. I mean, there's been a lot of leaders who've done that and they got assassinated. Like, for example, Fred Hampton in Chicago. What happened? The FBI assassinated him. And there's countless others example of this. Eugene Debs, 100 years ago, they put him in jail and he ran for president in jail, got 1 million votes. So they will do everything in their power, but we need to keep exposing this system to the whole people, because a lot of people are not waking up. They're still asleep and they don't realize that this system, the whole thing is bullshit. So even if we fail, it's still like we win though, because we'll show everybody the truth. So we got to keep fighting. We can't give into the thing where, oh, it doesn't matter, because we can break the system. At the end of the day, that's why they fear us. If it wasn't, right. Listen, the people are the most powerful thing. This is something a lot of people don't understand. This system is not maintained by the guns. It's not maintained with money. It's not maintained with the nuclear weapons that they see and all this stuff. It's maintained with smoke and mirror tricks, deception. It's a hall of mirrors. They have people tricked, right? Because the truth is, the people are a sleeping giant. When they wake up, game over for the elites, you know, and they do everything in their power to keep them asleep. So they are very scared of the power of the people. They are terrified. They go out, they do everything in their power to keep people down, you know, so
they're distracted.
Exactly. So when we keep pushing and pushing and pushing relentlessly, we never stop fighting. That matters, man, because if it didn't matter, they wouldn't be doing so much effort to keep people down, you know.
Right. Yeah, they online exclusively. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to Elon Musk turning Twitter into X, and all these different narratives and scandals they're creating off online, people's talking points and stuff like that to captivate the people and keep rocking them to sleep. Yeah, so yeah, we gotta keep pushing it. Yeah, I'm all in. And I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, we got to, because if we don't, it's just like giving up, and it doesn't even have to be that way, where we kind of got like the ball rolling a little bit, just a little bit, but they working hard. Like you said, they're going extreme by demonetizing people, censoring people and stuff like that. So that lets you know it is some power in what we're doing. We just got to keep at it.
Yeah. And you know, the next step is we got to start organizing our communities. We got to start going down and actually realizing that together is how we do this, not just on the internet. We need to start becoming leaders of our own communities to replace the scam artists, crooked politicians that claim to represent us locally. See, politicians don't help people at the local level. I mean, even basic things, when you have elderly people that have no help and they need someone to help with their yard or something like that, I mean, that makes all the difference in the world. When we as a people come together, help each other out, we have leaders in our communities addressing people's problems, right? I mean, even at the local level, how much work are our city councils and our local politicians doing to make sure that our neighborhoods are safe and clean and well funded? Are our schools have resources? Are our roads clean? Are our roads being worked on? There's so much corruption just at that level. We have to begin somewhere, you know? And if we have real leaders rising up at the local level, looking out for their own people in their own communities, that's going to spread like wildfire, right? So the revolution begins at home. It begins in your own community.
Real stuff.
And I don't know what your personal faith is, but here's what I believe. I'll see if you agree. We need to keep as a source of our conviction to be incorruptible, because that's the problem. Anytime a leader rises up, they go ahead and bribe him to corrupt him, right? Anytime they'll try to bribe you. So we need to have the convictions of our faith in our heart. Our holy books, our religions, our spiritualities, our beliefs. And I'm not saying one or the other, but it's got to be something to keep you grounded and keep you where you fear a higher power more than you fear man.
I'm all for that.
Because you need to both be relentless and incorruptible. And when we have those two things, there is nothing the elites can do to stop us. When we have just those two things, belief combined with perseverance and will. Some people have belief, they don't have willpower. And other people have willpower, but they don't have belief. So what do? They just get rich and that's it.
Right.
You need to combine both of them. And this is how we make this a country by, for, and of the people.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah,
I could dig that. Real shit. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to disagree with that. And that's another way. And all of us coming up with our own way of doing it. And even if we all in our separate positions, that's still playing out like a one type of energy itself. And that's already resonating and floating in the world. And in the shadow government, eventually going to have to start copying or capitalize off that, which in totality makes it a better world, because we're showing them a better way of how to live and stuff like that. Because I don't want it to go towards getting weapons and stuff like that. And that's how they always try to put it. They try to put it like,
they get us. That's how they get us.
Yeah, they always try to put, so I got to put that out there, and because they flip anything nowadays. But at the same time, as long as we in that peaceful space too, and then show them better characteristics, and then they don't even need no police for our neighborhoods and stuff like that. They won't have no excuse. Whatever reverse psychology they use, we had no. Whatever they trying to do that's negative, we know why. It won't be no way they can use it through their little narratives on the news or however the case may be.
Let me ask you a question. I don't think Trump is a great guy necessarily, but why are they so much after him? No, there's never been a president who's got indicted. They go after Trump. Why is that?
That's a perfect narrative to get people in an uproar right now. First president that's getting indicted. But if we was all actually adults, like for an example, I like to put myself in these people's shoes, even though I don't want to make everything anecdotal. But me being an adult, it wouldn't even make sense for me to have somebody with Trump characteristics in any kind of office. Once I seen him on WWF, once I seen him in music videos and stuff like that, he wouldn't even been. So me understanding things like that and adults being in these positions, it has to be other reasons why he's there. It has to be other reasons why they're allowing it. And it's allowing the agenda to be pushed in a certain area when you start to look at the details of it and stuff. So that's kind of how I look at it.
You know, the thing is, you might very much be right. And I don't trust Trump myself. But here's what I will say. Some of the things he says, I don't know if you agree, are correct. Like, for example, that we shouldn't be going into these wars abroad and funding all this stuff in Ukraine and things like that. So there's some things, some of the messages, we should be take those messages and turn it into something positive where we don't have to trust Trump anymore, but we have the MAGA movement turn into a people's movement instead of just being about Trump.
Yeah, I can see that. Even though it's still a way of falling into their energy they want us to do anyway. But regardless of however the case or the party, it's still going to be something that benefits us in some way, because they not trying to kill us. They still need us to build their world. So based upon what we still be desiring, like money and good jobs and stuff like that, there's always going to be a small percentage level of whoever we vote for be able to do that a little bit. But the overall perspective, like, I kind of look at it simple. Like, if Trump was to get into office, would he stop anything, or would it just be
I don't
another
think so.
talking point?
I don't think so, because he was in office and he didn't have any power. He was the president's never in power. It's like that guy Vladimir Putin in Russia. He said it the best. He said when Obama came into office, he was saying, "Oh, maybe Obama's going to be changing things, or maybe it's going to be different for us." But then he said, "You know what? Whenever the U.S. president gets into office, there's men with suits with briefcases that come in and they take charge. They basically tell him everything to do. It doesn't matter who the president is, you know." Presidents have never had power, and if they do have power, they don't mind killing those presidents. Look what they did to JFK. So
Right.
the president's got to fall in line. But what I think is we don't need to focus that much on the president as much as we focus on where the political power is, the political parties. You got to get rid of the Republicans and the Democrats first. And another thing you got to do, why are we as a people so compliant? Every 4 years, we vote in these scam elections that don't
Right.
lead to any change. But then they go and tell us, oh, you got to vote. You got to vote. Why do they do that? Because they psychologically try to make us feel like this is our fault. We voted for it, so it's all our fault, right?
Right.
There's no other alternative. So we have to all, I imagine this. Imagine if the American people all boycotted the vote. That would scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, they'll create some type of crisis to make us have to
Yeah.
vote something, some type of new COVID or something. Yeah, they can't have that. And that's why
Mhm.
they demonetizing so many people right now, taking people out of algorithms, just for that simple fact right
They
there.
did the
But
same shit to me. They giving strikes to me, and then 6 months later they say, "Oh, sorry, it was a mistake." But I know that shit was bullshit. You know, they're
right.
demonetizing everybody. You know,
And we gotta keep reminding people that's where our power at. What they attacking, that's exactly where our power at.
Uh huh.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah, I'm it's a few more people in here. I'm adding stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no
good.
problem.
Yeah,
No
that was a
problem.
good
Good talking,
dialogue.
man. Good
Yep,
talking.
good dialogue. Shout out to Magician Hash. You got a page or something you want to shout out?
Infrared, the YouTube channel Infrared. That's my YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Okay, for
Y'all
sure,
heard that,
man.
and I'll check it out too. Yep, shout you
Good
out.
talking. See you later,
Yep.
man. That shit was so random. I didn't know what to expect. Pesto Mime linked me the most random thing. And I was like, I didn't know what to expect, but it turns out he was like not schizophrenic. He wasn't schizophrenic. So he was like a normal guy. I was like, okay,
Get
well,
going.
I'll just, talk. I'll just, preach my message, I'll just straight up preach my message. I'll just preach my message. But I'll just straight up on the fly get my message out there, and he seemed open to it. So shout out to, I'm gonna subscribe to him. I didn't know what to think at first because he's talking about a lot of like stuff I didn't understand, but after I went on, he had me on straight up. What a nice guy. What a good guy. So yeah, and he let me plug my YouTube channel, which is a great thing. That was a great thing. So yeah, that was real interesting. That was real interesting. That was really interesting. Anyway, and in any case, that was a whole lot of fun. That was so cool. Invite him on some other time. I did send a DM to somebody for an interview. I'm not too optimistic, but I'm still trying to be optimistic about it. And if I could pull that off, it's like that would be very, very cool if I could do that. You know, I don't know. We'll see, but that would be very interesting indeed. That would be very interesting indeed. Um, yeah, deprogram. I don't want to review some leftist cringe, but this is disgusting.
Y'all
Okay.
heard that, and I check it out too. Yup, shout you out.
Good talking. See you
Yup,
later, man.
yup. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm telling y'all, yeah, the world is waking up. I'm glad the world is waking. Not to say that he just woke up. I'm pretty sure he been woke and stuff like that. But that we need more people. We need more people in the world to start to get their own path and get going. Get you put your boots, put your sandals, slipper, Jesus Christ, flip flops, whatever the case may be. If it help you empower yourself, it's all to the good. When you use it as a stone to cast on to others, that's when it become a problem. When people start using what they do in the bedroom for political issues, they start to use these books and stuff, these religions for political issues. That's where it becomes a problem. When these things are just things good for you to help you be secure in your own life, but then you come out and be a person or a representative of humanity in the world and things of that nature, then that's when you got your boots on the ground or your slipper sandals on the ground and things of that nature. And we need to keep speaking this because they're trying to shut these things down to the point that they don't want these words to be out. They don't want these people talking. They don't want us connecting. Virtual reality is going to be separating all of us and things of that nature. So you gotta keep that in mind. Oh, this my dad. I thought it was other people. This might be a troll though. You know how they be taking pictures from other people's. Yeah, I don't trust no trolls. Yeah, I thought it was other people. Them trolls. I don't know what's wrong with these smack monkey trolls. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now, even if you in a circumstance where you think something soothe you and it might be something that Trump, now ain't nothing wrong with the messages because, they still in a lot of our talking points anyway. So, you might hear Trump every now and then say something that sound like it please the ears and the eardrums and give you a mental orgasm every now and then and things of that nature. And so that's them feeling like they're doing a good job. And here's the thing, they ain't trying to harm nobody. So if it's actually something that can be done, I ain't against it. But I still know the whole thing as a whole is a psyop because that's how these things is even constructed in the goddamn first place, or it wouldn't even be no goddamn Republican or Democratic Party. If motherfuckers ain't sit down at some round table and be like, all right, for this to be ran, we're gonna need this and this gonna help us understand what two sides of people lost in with this little ritual that we thinking about Masonic spell. It really ain't a spell. It's just how they learn how to conduct themselves for them to even be in this position and learn how to build and shit, build your mind and build structures. Now, okay, this would be a good system right here, right, to keep things in order based upon all the other things that's added to it in the oral tradition and shit like that. So now in the Western Hemisphere, specifically America, you know what I'm saying, is ran in the little monarchy of or whatever they call it one, based on the president and first wife, which is the main puppet, the main messenger, the main angel for whatever energy they got dingling that they want in front of everybody and shit to be lost, and that be the magic square. And the moment you put your attention, your thoughts and feelings towards that magic square and start to develop all your thoughts and feelings and actions towards it and voting and protesting energy for it, then that's when they know that they got you. But if we all take our power back and put ourselves into a situation where we know that ain't the matter of the fact anyway, we won't even be wasting our time and voting and stuff like that. For an example, none of y'all was in on when they made a decision for these gas and oils and stuff like that. So none of y'all need to be in on trying to pick who to goddamn vote for, thinking that they're going to make gas lower down in some way, shape, or form, which if you look at things from a spiritual perspective, a human made a car and made it ran on fuel and things of that nature. So for you to even have an accident and down the road is technically you killed yourself. Really, God ain't really tell you, like, what I'm saying, y'all supposed to be driving in cars and stuff like that. So at some point, these things y'all didn't create comfort zones in your mind, it's still demonic in nature and stuff like that. And they got y'all worrying and stressing out. Gas are going to rise, and we almost going to war for gas and things of that nature. Where all of it in general, who told y'all to melt some metals and make it need gas? And then if you was going to do that, why didn't y'all create no system before y'all even put it out to be bought? Why ain't y'all create no system that we'll never be able to fight for gas? Why ain't y'all just create some system like, okay, this is the oil supply, and then this country get this much, this country get this, and this country get that? You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me these wars is being developed from just different countries having disagreements. No, we got a motherfucker UN and a group beyond that that's sitting around making decisions that speak for all of them at the round table drinking coffee together. So you can't tell me it's not like that. How are we gonna have a world government if it's not like that? We already in the one world government. What they call that? I forgot what the religious people be saying. They saying we about to get into the new world government. We've been there 2,000 years ago. The moment they created bargaining and gain, that's it. What the hell are you talking about? We already in a one world government. You can't do nothing without no money. That's the one world government. What the fuck? What the hell is wrong with this shit? How does thing get? Hold on, do this, CJ and Sheehan. Hold on, why is he on two screens? I don't know. I'll add you second. What's going down?
All right, so I disagree with two of Homeboy's talking points that I just feel like I needed to state. So one, when he was talking about all just not voting, like I believe that could have an effect, but only if we did it consistently and on every election. So don't vote locally, don't vote for school board president, don't do none of that, because like people are still going to get paid regardless, you know. And then like if we just
That's
focus.
kind of what he was saying. He was saying if we all don't vote in some
I
way.
thought he meant only in the presidential election.
Well, he was saying that if we have to come to that conclusion, but if we all don't vote, we will or write something down at the election, we will force them to come up with a new party or something like that, or whatever party we create in some
But don't you
context.
think like all parties will always have some sort of like hidden figure, like
That's what I was saying. I was saying it ain't no such thing as a political party without being government funded and things. But
yeah.
he was basically what he was saying is if that was the last push and shove, and we still have to pick somebody and things of that nature, we need to start at a different type of level. But the best resolution is to not vote at all, though. You know what I'm saying? Basically, we were saying the best resolution is not to vote at all, though, and force them to come up with a new circumstance so that we can come together in another way. And if they can't do that, that's just another situation of letting us know that they in control in other areas and they ain't got nothing to do with the voting.
Exactly. That's where I was going with it too. Like, you know, people teach you about you voted, but then there's the electoral college, was, you know, how freaking Trump got in power anyway, supposedly, and so many elections turned out that way, you know. But yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Oh, and how he was like, the people need to be incorruptible. Like, if we all just basically promise and hope that the next person wouldn't be incorruptible. And I'm like, you gotta also start with that consistently and on an individual level. Like, you need to be incorruptible with your food, because why the hell, you know, you get chicken nuggets, you know that's not real meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would need to be incorruptible on a mental, physical, and spiritual level individually first, to be like, well, we want our leaders to be that way, because how you not gonna do it but expect somebody else to do it?
Right. Yeah, I agree with all that. Real shit. So yeah, whenever everybody come together and start to feel like that can actually be a thing, then we'll start to really see the powers that be. We'll really start to see them show their asses. We'll really start seeing faces start talking and becoming YouTubers on these news channels that we never seen before and make themselves important and stuff like that. Which individuals, they was probably running shit the whole time. But as soon as we show them our power, that's when we start to see them not take things so easy. Right now, they still think the world is retarded, no matter what small handful of people is talking. You know what I'm saying? So we see that every day based upon the retardedness that they sound like on these news channels. So,
Especially with
you know,
that whole alien shit. They really
right,
pushing it. Like,
right.
God.
It don't make no
Okay.
sense. Yeah, shout out to Shan, real stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and shout out Magic and his channel Infrared. I just had to say that.
Oh yeah, real shit. Yeah, y'all both
Yeah.
dropping gems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody's opinion and is respected. You know what I'm saying? Because we all really saying the same thing in our own way. You know what I'm saying? We all just need to we all see something wrong. You know what I'm saying? We all see something in a certain circumstance in a situation and we ain't got nothing else to point to. And then before we let these old adults play childish and things of that nature, and we don't express that, we look at it that way, they're gonna continue to speak rhetoric and stuff like that, and then create farting things in the clouds and make us shoot things in our body. Like anytime something has a contradiction, or like the decision that was made was something stupid, then for the most part, you know, it's another agenda behind it. For an example, let's take the thing floating through the air, the Resident Evil virus, right? Why would the first go-to decision to make is a human having to shoot something inside of their body in order to take care of that? So when you go down that line of reasoning and a train of thought, the only conclusion you could come to is this. So you mean to tell me anytime we think something floating in the air, we got to shoot something in our body? Anytime something like that happens, the first common sense, if you an adult, idea to come to is, what can we do to the air to destroy that thing? Not shooting something in a person's body, and then for some reason we don't got to care about the bugs and the animals. For some reason, it's just going to affect the human body. But yet the human got the most efficient organ system. So at that point, that don't even make no sense. So they get y'all lost just by not even knowing how your body develop mucus. Your body don't develop mucus from an outside virus. And if it's an outside virus floating in the air, it's dead. AKA something from the periodic table floating in wind is dead. Just like your hair is dead. So for the most part, anything floating through the air with life in it is another Christianity concept. There is no such thing as a virus floating alive. That don't make no sense. A virus is like a parasite. You ever left stale water somewhere or left some trash somewhere or something like that, and maggots and stuff like that? But when you clean up and stuff like that, the stuff got to disappear. Okay, because it'll die not being in the thing that is resonating with anymore. So any type of virus is accumulated from two density levels or whatever little small periodic table from that area. How can that area get up and fly through the wind and survive in all the other areas and then go inside of people? And then y'all make up some type of concept that it goes inside of people and affect them. Man, that shit would be killing bugs first, then animals, then humans last. And we'll be seeing it at a rapid pace. That all the starting points is wrong. Will let you know that they're lies. It's a lie. When you got comprehension skills, you start understanding certain shit. So only time you get sick, and the reason why you get the most sick is when the season get ready to change, because it's BTD, body temperature disorder. Anytime your own individual body temperature don't match the external environment, you develop mucus, and that mucus you're experiencing pain, but it's really just your blood cells defense system. And when your adrenaline goes down from them not needing to defend themselves no more, you flush out all that mucus through your piss and your shit and your sweat. So the faster you know how to do that is the faster you know how to match your body temperature with the environment. And the more you know how to match your body temperature, match your body temperature back to your own individual temperature. Everybody got their own individual temperature. And we need hospital things to track that. But I think we do. And the more you the more you get back to your temperature, regardless of the weather or something like that, then you won't get sick. And you'll never be sick, regardless of what they claim floating in the air. That ain't what it means to get sick. They made that up for y'all to go get their serum shots and shit. And flu shots. Ain't no such thing as a flu virus floating through the air, but it just hit you every season. You need to have the right starting point of correspondence. It must not be something floating through the air through another season. Because last time I checked, when a season change, death happens. So how is something becoming alive when the season change? So virus ain't alive like that. So obviously my body reacting to nature in a different way. And then you could do small scientific practices if you with God. God will show you, hey child, go freeze some water in the freezer in a glass and then run it under some hot water real quick once it's froze. And since something changed so fast from one temperature to the other, even if you got a cold glass of water, but you out in the hot summer sun, right, you're going to see the glass start to accumulate fluid outside of the cup, right? Okay, what I'm showing you is motherfucker, how things is being produced in some way, shape, or form from the inside, not from the outside. So you're developing an accumulation, and inside of you, since your blood is a more accumulation of this, it's appearing to be tissue. It's appearing to be mucus, but mucus become tissue and organs and stuff. So when this get too misplaced, that's how you get cancer, lupus, or this how you get diabetes and stuff. But when you clear out your blood flow and without this bad food that clog it up with their hormone shots and shooting in it and stuff like that, then therefore you won't develop none of those type of illnesses either, because they understand what's on the mind accumulate as adrenaline, and adrenaline needs to have a good flow or it gets stuck in certain areas that don't belong in. So when the blood flow is supposed to go to the organ and create it, it gets stopped in other organs that that pieces of the blood flow didn't create, and then that built blood clots, and then that's technically a blood being in one area to develop a tissue there, a part of you there, and that's technically what cancer is. A cancer is basically is a tumor, lupus, all that stuff. A blockage in your blood flow, so your hormones is forever flunked out. Your hormonal imbalances is forever flunked out until you figure out how to get an easy blood flow again, and then you won't need that. So all they do is create a whole bunch of medicines that spike your blood. They don't do nothing else. So you either can have two different illnesses. I mean, with these illnesses, based on your body type, it can only go two ways, and they only using sugar and salt. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So all these medicines and stuff for y'all diseases is salt or sugar. That's it. It only spiked the blood. So when you, like for an example, let's say you fighting, right, and you get hit real hard, you ain't gonna feel it until after the night because the adrenaline go down. That's the only scientific method they're using for you to not feel pain. The pain still be there, but it don't be you don't feel it because it's a blood spike there. So all the doctors got to know is what area that the mineral or the plant can make your adrenaline rush. And then all it is a blood spike. That's it. What they teach you, what they claim is helping you or healing you, is all false, which is why y'all ain't never healed. There ain't no cures. All of that is false. All they did was learn about adrenaline. That's it. So if you could spike blood in an area where pain at, you ain't gonna feel no pain there. But when your blood cells don't feel no pain, they're not developing no mucus. So you always gonna need that blood spike, because your body gonna start needing that as a crutch now. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't compromise your immune system and your blood cells because they don't know how to work no more when it's actually going through that experience. If you actually go through flus and colds the first couple of times, your blood cells know how to get rid of how to make the mucus and get rid of it faster. They become stronger. When you take a lot of these medicines and stuff to spike your blood in those areas, they become weak. So when you don't have those medicines, you also don't know how to develop a lot of mucus. So you end up having what? Dry cough. And the drier the cough lets you know the more that your body can't defend itself. And when your body can't defend itself, you have an immune attack. And then you die after that last dry cough. You'll die. And that's how they made y'all STDs too. Y'all STDs ain't even got nothing to do with sexual transmitted, nothing. You know what I'm saying? You would never catch no sexual transmitted disease unless they created it. And it's just based off blood spike. That's it. So anytime your blood spike, that quote unquote STD is supposed to arise. But it's all they doing is learning from adrenaline and creating pills off that to heal you or to flunk you out. That's it. That's why my hospital and my schools and stuff like that is gonna be different. But they just be blocking me. They be blocked. They don't want me to shine. So I'm blocked from the universe from being successful the way everybody else regularly can become successful. So I got to do everything my own way. But at the same time, I'm gonna get there. But y'all need to actually have comprehension skills to know about anything. So before you get on Google, before you go to that hospital or anything, you are well sounded in your mind. because you got the knowledge of God. So you know right from wrong. You know how to cherry pick from left to right. You know what cherries and fruits and apples to leave at that flunked out tree and go to a whole different tree that suits your body, that you really don't need to be getting lost into that either. Because it's all about having discipline and circumstances where you understand that you could get lost into something that you just happy. You happy in love. You happy in that money. You happy in all these different things. Those are the wrong type of trees, and that'll get you distracted from what God needs you to have. And when God needs you to have something, you can have all that. You can have all the fucking you want. You can have all the success you want and stuff like that. But see, when you do it for God, you won't have to look over your shoulders to actually do it. You see what I'm saying? Or you won't have no STD. So you got to keep that in mind. Just to put that in there also. So there's a lot of circumstances that you got to craft out so you can know what space you in, so you can know what you're dealing with. Or you're out here lost trying to look for something, doing something that you like to do that don't have anything to do with when you go out and go for your distractions and natures. Then you go out looking for love in all the wrong places. You go out looking for business in all the wrong places. You go out looking for support and security in all the wrong places. And then therefore you get what you signed for, bitch. Homie cheese, homie slice, or nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that a lot of y'all may have to go through scabious situations and things of that nature, all the way to the point that a lot of y'all end up in hell and can't come back because you didn't want to cheat on somebody and somebody then ran you up under they SUV or something like that, and you ain't never get up even after they didn't rolled on up the street. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Now that person in jail and you in hell because you couldn't keep your dick in your pants or you couldn't keep your legs closed and stuff like that. And you just thought you was getting it while the getting was good because it was suiting you and you was going through a phase. And that phase led you to your goddamn demise. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So it's a lot of, we got 15 minutes left. So yeah, it's a lot of circumstances out here that y'all got to understand, man. Life is a dog-eat-dog world. You can't be too nice or you'll be open to all and acceptable to all kind of energies in this goddamn world that you ain't even know a person could experience until you allowed it in your life. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as you do things to others, you get the same flunked out fart cloud energy back that you allow people to do to you. You know what I'm saying? And then it might not, that person might not even been a narc. That person might not even been negative. But guess what? You was the first person that opened that door for this person to wake that power up in them. Now you done created a monster thinking that this person is a part of a whole category of statistics of people where, goddamn it, you added to that percentage level and made that person. So it was your fault too. So everything you got, it was meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Until you learn how to not manifest and create no more goddamn monsters from your goddamn own natures. Because you can't get out of your desires and know how to separate and see when something is going down the wrong alley pathway. But I'm saying real shit. Because a lot of y'all got narcs in y'all life that they trust me, they couldn't even be a narc if they tried around their mama or the people that they fuck with or the people that they was cheating on you with and shit like that. And you be thinking that this person always like that. No, they just like that with you because you allowed it. See, the thing is, esoteric currency is your esoteric money, your thoughts and feelings. And when you allow a person to take your thoughts and feelings and make theirs more important, you're giving them esoteric allowance. So in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, you allowing something, and then therefore deep down in your spirit, you know that your change is getting low. You know you're going to be in a situation where you can't make changes. You know you're going to be in a situation of sitting on that esoteric couch trying to look for change in some way, shape, or form. And ain't nobody going to do it but you. So you got to take your power back, take your esoteric currency back, make this person start caring about something you think or feel about or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't walking on eggshells. They are. Matter of fact, you got them going to the esoteric grocery store going to buy some new carton of eggs because they had you walking on so many of them that they laid around. You make that bastard go get some carton of eggs so you can pick up and be like, oops, I dropped it. So deep down in your spirit mind, you could be like, I would never tell. And Uriel on your side on that one. Me and God on your side on that one. Because all the shit that the other spirit did. They had eggs and crackers and all kind of shit with cream cheese, all kind of shit and buttermilk parquet all over the place and shit. And try to sweep it up under the rug like you ain't going to stink with them. You know what I'm saying? No. Make a motherfucker clean up their mess, and then make a motherfucker feel like they need to accept anytime you make a mistake every now and then. So make sure you make your mistake good on purpose too. I'm saying, make it real juicy, and that person better sit there and accept it. And you remind them all the shit that you had to accept them for. Let the motherfucker spirits know to sit down. Matter of fact, take an auditorium worth of seats. Your spirit too big for its bridges, bitch. Oh, I'm saying real shit. That's how you check a bitch spiritually. That's how you check a nigga spiritually. Check a homie cheese. Check a homie slice spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Smack monkey theist. Smack monkey atheist spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Check your grandma spiritually. Y'all gotta start putting yourselves in that space. You know what I'm saying? Because this world ain't shit. You need to know. Anytime you see a logo and an establishment, somewhere down the line, a group of flunked out ass humans created that. So you know, not don't give it too much importance. I don't give a fuck if it's your goddamn job. You gotta be there and see a group of giraffes, smack monkeys, grass fed octopuses every day. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, you need to know that this ain't about to be my last circumstance, though. I ain't about to let nobody here make me not smile and get back going to do what God want me to do as soon as I get off this goddamn job. And this job, lucky I'm here, because without me being here, that probably all be going to hell. You need to have your mind like that. That way you own the job. Even if you the lowest getting paid rate employee there, everybody love you though. And then it don't matter if they love you or not. You love the little piece of check that you gonna take to go to your golly gifts that somewhere down the line and take you up out of that shit anyway. Thank you so much for the cash app. I appreciate that with my heart. Bro, shit. Bro, shit, I only had one job in my life. It ain't no excuses. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn it, the first couple of checks, nigga, that's all the motherfucker I need. You know what I'm saying? Because I already had about 5-6 jobs without under table type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That we don't need to speak on. So that was just an add-on or whatever like that. I just needed that for what I needed it for and got the fuck on. Everything I was doing was for God. So I didn't got so lost into that. I didn't forgot what that thing was and things of that nature. But I can remember that being in a space that everybody could be in. So that's why I don't hate on it. I don't judge it either. I ain't one of them spiritual people that tell you go in the woods and be musty. No, your monkey ass might need to work at Taco Bell. So your monkey ass might need to work at McDonald's, as long as you got a godly gift. So that you probably need a community. You probably need a strong man around you like me. You know, I said, whether you're a better man, a regular man, because I've only had men around me. So you only be a man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like Kevin Gates, you know what I'm saying? I'm turn you into a goddamn angel, not no God, though. You can only be a warrior for God. You can't be a God. And you can go ahead and try. There's going to be a demise, you know what I'm saying?